I'm LeGrand Elliot.
I'm Cindy Ayers-ELLIOTT.
And we have a brand new show called Ag and Culture. We'll be discussing all things agriculture.
But more specifically, how it affects farmers and ranchers of color with national and local guests.
And of course, we're talking culture, food, wine, health, politics, education, and so much more.
Join us for informative and fun conversation with guests from all over the country.
It's a fresh new show, Ag and Culture, every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. on the East, and 7 a.m. on the West.
Watch us on our YouTube channel, MS Footprint Farms.
And on WeBelieve.global. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to episode number 2 of Ag and Culture. I'm your host, LeGrand Elliot, and this lovely lady to my right is...
Cindy Ayers-ELLIOTT.
Good morning, Dr. Ayers. How are you?
Good morning, LeGrand. I'm excellent.
Pleasure to be here. So, before we get started, of course, Ag and Culture, thank you so much. The first episode was a smash. We had such a great... taking on how it went, all the good positive feedback.
Great calls and emails.
We're just so excited everybody joined in. Episode 2, it went by quick. Last Tuesday went by really quick, and here it is again, right?
It is.
So anyway, just everybody this is your first time tuning in, it's called Ag and Culture, and this show explores all things agriculture, more specifically how it impacts farmers and ranchers of color. And of course, we'll be talking about culture, health, food, education, politics, music, wine, so much more. But we want this to be a very interactive show. Again, we don't want to hear ourselves talk up here. We want it to be very interactive. So we really want your questions. We want your feedback. 1-800-492-5186. On the gram, you can hit us at Footprint Farms, Facebook, Footprint Farms as well. And our website is footprintfarms with an ms.com. So having said all that, Dr. Ayers, I'm so excited about this show this morning. I am so excited.
Well, it's always great to be here and to be with you, but to be able to talk about something that we love and we do every day, and to bring as much information, useful information, as possible to everyone that's listening.
Yep. Absolutely. So again, 1-800-492-5186. The reason why this morning is so special, we're getting ready to basically announce a great announcement, our title sponsor. For our show. Our title sponsor is going to be for our show for this entire season.
Yay.
So we want to thank our new sponsor, Heifer International and Heifer USA. If you're not familiar with Heifer International USA, for the last 80 years, Heifer has been very instrumental all over the world in helping small farmers and ranchers basically create their markets for their either their livestock or for their fruits and vegetables or whatever they're selling, and making a sustainable market for them that they can not only be farmers, but they can thrive as farmers. So you want to check out Heifer, please check them out at heifer.org. We are so excited. I mean, for us, and anybody knows anything about Heifer International, this is such a big honor for us that they saw what we thought we saw in this show, Ag and Culture, and they are all on board, 10 toes down. So just congratulations to our new sponsors, Heifer International.
Thank you so much.
Such a big deal, and we appreciate them.
It is, and the great thing about being a part of them knowing about Footprint Farms is that more people now will know our story. But the other side of that is that so much technology and information and the way they raise food is going to be an excellent thing for us to be able to pass on to so many other farmers, especially farmers of color. They actually grow and they're humane in how they do things, how they grow and naturally growing of animals for harvest.
Right.
So
and the actual global headquarters for Heifer International USA is located in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yes.
They have about a 2,000-acre ranch, Heifer Ranch, that's also in northwest Arkansas. We've had the privilege of visiting, and it's just an amazing how, with their cattle, with their poultry, it's all free range and it's grass fed, and they really love those practices. So, with that, we want people to go check out Heifer and learn more about them. And actually, what I'm excited about, and we'll have some of their guests on probably sometime next week or maybe next month, that will be able to explain some of the wonderful programs that they're bringing into Mississippi as it relates to farmers and value-added type of farming that they're offering, and very financial opportunities as well in farming. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I do. It's going to be some great opportunities for new farmers and for farmers that's already been in the game for a while, looking at diversifying your farms, adding some other new arms. In this case, we'll be looking at poultry, we'll be looking at swine, piglets, and also looking at a lot of veggies as well, new ways to grow, and how to harvest and how to market market and sell. So they have a lot of great videos that's already up on YouTube that you can start watching.
Yes.
But they also do a lot of live segments almost every week.
Absolutely. And the other beautiful thing in this partnership with Heifer, we're trying to get, especially our Mississippi HBCUs and our agriculture mechanical HBCU, Alcorn State University, involved with their basically their internship program, where they'll select students who may be agriculture majors that they can actually do their internships right there at the ranch at Heifer. Actually,
hands-on. So, you'll be able to put everything that you learned in the classrooms into action and to actually see what it looks like. They're great people. Salt Earth, a lot of women that are there that's heading up a lot of the divisions. It's just good people. The chairman of the board, we had a great meeting with him.
Sure.
And we want to say hello, Pierre, and thank you for all your help, and to all of the great people at the headquarters in Arkansas.
Great. And now we've got all that out of the way. And we appreciate Heifer. Now that we have all that out of the way, we're also excited as well. Well, just a quick trivia, since we're talking about Heifer, so people don't know. So some of us who are new to farming, I'll just let you know a little secret. A heifer is basically a cow that has not had a calf yet.
Yes.
So a heifer becomes a cow once that heifer gives birth to her first cow. Her first calf. Yes. So just a little piece of trivia. People that's new to farming, they's like, well, what is heifer? Well, a heifer is, what I just said.
Not that name you think when you say heifer.
Right. So when you say heifer, that really means a female cow that has not calved yet. So just a little. See, it's called agriculture. That's what we do.
And we're learning, and there's some things again that you'll be picking up, and we'll be happy to share some of these little tidbits with you.
Absolutely.
But you know what, LeGrand? Another great thing we talked about culture, and one of the things that's making my heart pop this morning is not only do I have my oldest son here with me in the studio, but also my youngest, who's here with us via internet or via now phone to be able to talk to.
Yeah, he's via landline. Mom.
He's really landline. Okay.
We had a little bit of a technical difficulty this morning on the satellite feed. We apologize for that. But nonetheless, the show must go on.
Yes.
So without further ado, I really want to introduce a special person in my life. My little brother, he is a proprietor. He is co-owner with he and his wife, Candace, of Water's Edge Winery Bistro, located in the Houston, Texas area, specifically Richmond, Texas. Just celebrated his first year anniversary of being in business this past November. And so, Eric, without further ado, sir, welcome to Ag and Culture, my man.
Welcome.
What's up?
That's my baby.
Good morning. Thank you. How y'all doing this morning?
Eric, we're doing splendid, my man. Splendid. So we just want to dive.
Happy to be here.
Good, man. Glad that you're here with us, man. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on Agriculture this morning. We'll just dive right in, Eric. Just give us a little bit of background on your winery, and we'll just kind of start with that. First of all, just maybe the concept of the need for that, and you go from planning it to execution. Just talk a little bit about your winery.
Sure. So as you mentioned, LeGrand, we're located in Richmond, Texas, which is a suburb about 15 minutes due west of Houston proper. And it's a beautiful area. It reminds you of, back home, right? So I've got cows, I've got trees. So we're definitely in a more of a rural side of the city, if you will. But being out here comes with limitations, right? Like Houston being the fourth largest city, I feel like it's the largest when it comes to traffic. But one of the areas that we saw a need for here was the fact that there was really nothing for adults to come and do and enjoy themselves, right? We've got small kids, and for us to go have a good time or to just go let our hair down, get a babysitter, we have that 15-minute drive into the city. And then we have that drive back. And so we wanted to have something that was a little bit closer and to where we didn't have to go so far. And there was a need here. And as this just continues to boom in this area, we saw Water's Edge Winery being
68-acre vegetable.
Uh-oh.
Go. No, you're good.
That's okay. Hey, it's live TV, my man. It's live TV, brother. Yeah.
So no, man. So we saw this area is just growing exponentially. It's probably one of the It's known as a boomberg. It's probably one of the fastest growing in terms of economics in the state of Texas. Amazon just completed a $1 billion build out of a state-of-the-art facility here for distribution, as well as, man, I look to my right, I have H-E-B, which is one of the largest grocery stores here in the state of Texas, and to my north is Academy, and to my left is Chick-fil-A. So, the area is bustling.
It sounds like the area you kind of, planted your roots right there at the right time. Looks like there's a lot of, every time I come out, a lot of industry that's there, and it's up and growing. Kind of reminds you, if you're in the Jackson area, it kind of reminds you of like a Madison or something like that. Just a really fast-paced, fast-growing rural area. So, Eric, we want you to hang there with us. We got to take a break.
Sure.
On the other side of the break, we'll be back with Eric Elliott and Water's Edge Winery. Footprint Farms is a beautiful 68-acre vegetable and cattle farm located in Jackson, Mississippi, and is Mississippi's largest urban farm. The mission of Footprint Farms is to provide the community access to healthy food choices, introduce our youth to agriculture, and provide training and technical assistance to small farmers and ranchers. The farm is open to the public every Friday from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. to purchase fresh produce or visit us at the Mississippi Farmers Market located near the fairgrounds in February. We accept all forms of payment, including EBT and SNAP benefits. Looking for a beautiful venue for your next wedding, family reunion, or dinner? Footprint Farms offers a 3,000 square foot facility on 5 beautiful acres, perfect for your next event. For more information, visit our website at footprintfarms.com, Facebook and Instagram at Footprint Farms, or call us at 601-910-5534. Footprint Farms, farm fresh, city sweet. Welcome back. We're back, Ag and Culture. I'm your host, LeGrand Elliott. My co-host is Dr. Cindy Ayers-ELLIOTT. We've got my brother and her other son. He got his other son, Eric Elliott, proprietor of Water's Edge Winery and Bistro, located in Richmond, Texas. So, Eric, we were talking before we went to that break, just about the growing area that you have out there, and it seems like, just like any type of real estate, is all about location, and it seems like you really nailed that. So, the bigger thing I wanted to speak to you about, and maybe some of our listeners want to know, and just kind of I'll back up. So, you opened up this winery during one of the most unprecedented times in American history, during COVID. So just let our subscribers and our viewers kind of know a little bit exactly, how did you manage that process? Because you hear so many of the stories where people were going out of business. In this case, you were coming into business. So just speak about that a little bit on how you were able to navigate those waters.
Right. Well, LeGrand, one of the, I think, things that we had to get back to knowing was it was very basic, because you had to remember people were no longer in the office. And so for the state of Texas, that meant sometimes you would be able to submit a document to sign to get a license, or if you needed to get a permit, that you could do that in a matter of 10 minutes and you'll be done. You could actually go in, walk in, get those signatures, walk it down the hall, get another signature, and basically be finished. So we kind of had to go back to those days of, hey, I need some stamps, because I'm going to have to mail this directly to this person for a signature. I need to find a notary. So it basically gave us an early pathway in saying that, okay, if we're going to get this done, we're going to basically have to walk this through the mail and get every signature that we need. We're going to have to get on the phone there, and contact people directly. We were using a lot of email just to kind of get through the process. But more importantly, LeGrand, everything being shut down did not mean that we were shut out. And so we did not let that stop our process in getting things moving on our side. So if you think about from even a construction standpoint, once we were able to get everything that we needed in terms of permitting and signatures from the state of Texas and federal, we had to ensure that we had the safety of those tradespeople who were on site, just to make sure that, in planning. So being able to make sure that everyone had a specific date that they were going to be here, because we wanted to limit exposure and still continue the construction process at the same time. And so that's kind of how we had to hobble through and get this project finished. We were supposed to open in July of 2020, but we actually missed that by a few months and opened in November.
Yeah, good, man. So that's great. So let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the winery itself. So just for people that don't understand, and maybe you can clear it up for us, what's the difference between a winery and a micro winery? And in your case, you are a micro winery, correct? Explain exactly what the difference.
Right. So most wineries, you come accustomed to seeing like vineyards, and they're doing the viniculture, growing the grapes, processing, harvesting the grapes, and then basically going to the other area to where they start to crush the grapes. So you see that at a lot of your larger wineries and vineyards. Where we differentiate is that we're more of a downstream process, right? So we work directly with different vineyards, and they're actually doing the crush for us. So when we receive product from the vineyards, it's the grapes have already been crushed. They hadn't been turned into wine just yet, but they've been crushed. And so once we receive those grapes, which we get those pretty much from all around the world, but once we receive them, we then take it through the process here on premises, going from just basically grape juice and going through the fermentation process, the bottling process, and
I know
course,
that part very well, sir.
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, man. We'll do another bottle run.
Sure.
But so all that takes place here. So we're able to do it on a smaller scale. So when I mean smaller, we probably will produce anywhere from this year. We'll do probably roughly about 6,500 to 7,000 bottles this year. And we'll continue to increase as we get a feel for what what the demographic kind of gravitates toward, and that's kind of what we produce. So a lot of the grapes that we will make, or the wine that we will make from different varietals of grapes, are sometimes uncommon. So you won't necessarily go into a liquor store and be able to find these types of wines. Right.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about. So just so I'm clear, the only difference between a micro and just a full one is basically you just don't have the vineyard outside. Your process is the same as far as your fermentation. You're actually fermenting your wine in these big holding tanks on site at your bistro, at your winery, and you're also bottling this as well. So if I want to come in and get a bottle of wine and you have a new wine, you can actually pour me that wine and I can and bottle it right there. So if I want it at my table, I want to take it home, you can instantly do that right there, correct?
Absolutely. So most of the wines that you'll receive when you come in, they will already have been bottled. And so from there, you have the option of, trying new wines, or the cool part is, let's just say you come in, LeGrand, and you start a bottle and you don't finish. We cork on site, and so you can take it home and enjoy it later. So we try not to waste any wine around these parts.
So, Eric, I understand and I know that from everything I've read, you have one of the hottest Sunday brunches in the city. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So Candace and I, that was in that planning stage. So that's the other cool thing about COVID, is they gave us an opportunity to really think through about what is it that we wanted to offer to guests. And so being in this area, we wanted to give a brunch, but not just any brunch. We wanted to liven it up. So we have live musicians who come in and throw in a little jazz on top of that jerk chicken and waffles that we serve so much of here.
Oh man. And don't forget, don't leave out the oxtails as well, man. So we got, Eric, so we've got a beautiful shot up of your winery, looking at it from the outside. And the architecture is beautiful. And just to let people know, this was something that was built from ground up, correct?
Yes, that is correct. So it's a first generation location, which means that when we got it, it was, just basically concrete, and that was it. And so we got, that's the great thing about Water's Edge. And let me plug that just for a second. Waters Edge Winery. So we are a collection. Was about 14 locations across the country. We're headquartered in Southern California, near Rancho Cucamonga. And so Ken Leigenberger, who is the founder of Waters Edge, he had the vision of, hey, why not allow people, not just in California, but across the country, the opportunity to indulge in this amazing winemaking process. So there's a lot of science behind it that Ken was able to share. And so, you're now able to visit Waters Edge wineries, from California all the way over to South Carolina right now.
Awesome, Eric. And Eric, because we're getting up against a break here in a second, but I want to ask you really quick. I know there's certain states that you can't sail to, but we'll come back to that because I'm gonna be up against the break, and my producer's gonna be really mad at me.
Yes.
All right.
So just hang on with us. Hang on with us, and we'll reset. You are watching Ag and Culture. I'm LeGrand Elliott, your host, and my co-host is.
I'm Cindy Ayers-ELLIOTT. I'm the mom.
Footprint Farms is a beautiful 68-acre vegetable and cattle farm located in Jackson, Mississippi, and is Mississippi's largest urban farm. The mission of Footprint Farms is to provide the community access to healthy food choices, introduce our youth to agriculture, and provide training and technical assistance to small farmers and ranchers. The farm is open to the public every Friday from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. to purchase fresh produce or visit us at the Mississippi Farmers Market located near the fairgrounds in February. We accept all forms of payment, including EBT and SNAP benefits. Looking for a beautiful venue for your next wedding, family reunion, or dinner? Footprint Farms offers a 3,000 square foot facility on 5 beautiful acres, perfect for your next event. For more information, visit our website at footprintfarms.com, Facebook and Instagram at Footprint Farms, or call us at 601-910-5534. Footprint Farms, farm fresh, city sweet. Hey, welcome back from the break of Ag and Culture. Mr. Eric Elliott on the line with us via phone. He is the owner, proprietor of Waters Edge Winery Bistro, located in the greater Houston, Texas area, and just so happens to be my little brother and her other son. So,
right. my other son. And speaking of that, Candace is his wife, and both of them together has been working to really build a family. I have 3 granddaughters there, as well as this great business. And along the great part of this is that they are all from the South. They attended the Jackson State University.
Is that what they call that school?
Come on now, here we go. The Jackson State University. And they're majored in marketing and in accounting. But Eric, tell us a little bit more, and again, I'm so happy to hear your voice this morning. Tell us a little bit about your labeling and the part you get to do that's so exciting in actually naming your wines. And one in particular, your very first one that you named.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Mom. So, Mississippi Blues Man. So Candace and I, we really wanted to make sure that we, paid homage, if you will, to some of the things that set us up for where we are right now. And that was the great state of Mississippi via the Jackson State University. And so one of the cool things about our wines is we try to add a twist because we're more of an urban winery. So you'll come in, like right now, I'm looking at a label that basically says social distance. What a more fitting label to have on a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
And so we wanted to be different, and we felt like, I'm not a chateau. I'm not located in, the Tuscan region of Italy. So I didn't want to play those games, right? So I said, well, let's just be true to who we are. And so you'll come in and you'll see things like 8 Seconds. You'll see like the Teacher's Pet. You'll see High Roller. So a lot of the names of our wines, are very different than what the typical wine label looks like.
Sure. Eric, just so you know, you can't see it, I've got a beautiful picture of, over the summer, that's the president of Jackson State we're watching. Houston has probably one of the largest, if not the largest, alumni bases in the country. And this particular photo was taken that once they found out there was a Jackson State alum who had this very, very unique place, it was a no-brainer where they were going to hold their fundraiser at. So kudos to the president of Jackson State and all the JSU alumnus who are very, very much so supportive of Waters Edge and you and Candace.
And to all the other friends that are there from the ag community, because, we talk ag and culture, but this is still a big form of agriculture, and this is the value-added side of what we talk about when we're talking about ag.
Yeah.
But the other great part about this is that the business get to bring on other people in, and also to help other black businesses be able to utilize and to bring some of the needed things to the area. And we're excited about that. And don't forget about Candace, who's also my daughter-in-law, but she's a great sister on the other side as being a Delta, which is another big part. And congratulations to you on your Founders Day. As well as this week, we're celebrating our Founders Day with Africa for Alpha. This is our month for celebration. And I said that just to talk about the unity and how important it is to know where you are and who you are, to be able to talk about it and to bring people together and to have a common cause. In this case, it is to come to a great location, to look at economic development, and to talk about it, how many different ways that we actually do economics. So this is another good part. But to be able to utilize the names and to the labeling and to know that it's done out of a lot of love, it's important. So we're going to encourage everyone to go to their website and to their Instagram page and see some of the great things.
Absolutely.
And some great musicians that you have there. A lot of local talent that you bring in.
Yeah. I tell everybody, Eric, you're the new, you know how NPR has Tiny Desk series. You're like the Tiny Stage series.
Yes.
You know, you were telling me over the weekend you had, did you call it the Black Opry? Can you expound on that? Yeah, tell us about the Black Opry.
Yeah, absolutely. I had some amazing Nashville country artists who just so happened to be black musicians, and they came and they did 2 shows on Friday and Saturday. So one of their what they're trying to bring awareness to is the fact that, you know, country isn't just limited to what we basically come to associate country music with, right? So these artists were amazing. You had Aaron Vance, you had Tyler Bryant, you had Holly G, and you know, quite a few others that were on stage. I can't wait to have them back.
Well, good, man. So, and Eric, just to, you know, I know you guys have a wine club, and I know that certain states will allow you to do certain things. So, when can we expect that if somebody wants to join your wine club from Mississippi, when do you think we'll be able to join that wine club?
All right. So, laws are definitely interesting for different states. So, here's one. So, let's say if you visited us directly, and you purchased a bottle of wine directly from Water's Edge, then you would be able to, of course, ship that bottle back home if you chose to do that. But right now, the laws do not allow us to ship directly to the end user. Let's just say if you were to try to purchase over the, you know, online, we would not be able to do that at this time.
Just for the state of Mississippi? This is just for the state of Mississippi. You can do it in other places.
Well, that is correct. That's the state of Mississippi. There are other states that I think Mississippi and maybe I don't know. Maybe I think it's Delaware, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. But yes, we are, you know, able to basically ship the wine to different states.
Gotcha. So, other than, of course, Mississippi, give us let our subscribers know, because we have subscribers from East Coast, West Coast, you know, North, South. So it's not just here. So, if people are interested in looking at your wines or even maybe becoming a member of your wine club, how do they do that?
So they would basically go to www.wewrichmondtx.com and click on Wine Club, and we'll take it from there.
So can they go to Water's Edge and maybe go there? Because you just said a mouthful.
Oh, yeah. So we've got a few. So there's a few Water's Edge wineries. You want to go to Water's Edge Winery, Richmond, Texas, and click. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you click on that Richmond, Texas location, and we can, you know, we can get you set up.
We also tag this on our information from the farm, so they'll be able to go in there as well if they can't find it. At Footprint, because you truly are a part of Footprint from your beginning of growing up right there on the farm, which wasn't a farm then. But it's a great thing to do, and to be able to still to pass this on. So this is a great show for me. It's important for us to understand the importance of legacy, the importance of working together, and some of the things that you can do when you come together and you build and you plan and you expand the different things that normally you wouldn't do.
Right.
Just like being a black woman in agriculture. Usually that's not the case.
Right.
And to be a restaurateur, a wine consumer, but also to be able to make the wine is a great thing. And we're so excited about that.
Yep. So, Eric, for our listeners or subscribers that may be in the Houston and the greater Houston area that may be watching, or they may have a friend that's watching saying, hey, girl, this is Winery. You also do private rooms, private parties. How can they get in contact with you guys directly if they wanted to either talk to you about the wine club or, hey, we're going to got this girls' night out, we want to plan something. You got a private room for that. Can you give us some information on that and how they can contact you?
Yeah, absolutely, LeGrand. They can reach us. They can call us directly at 832-449-8386. Mm-hmm. That's here at the winery, but you can also get in contact with us via the social sites. So whether it's Instagram, Google, Facebook, you can also contact us that way.
Sure. Great, Eric. Awesome stuff, brother. Hey, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. We're just so proud of you.
Yes.
And the accomplishments you guys have made despite of. Just shows you how God's grace and mercy is just so awesome and so powerful. Just maybe when you didn't see a way, there was a way, and you guys obviously did that. So my hat is off to you. I will be catching the next flight next week to get my bottling game ready, because I'm pretty sure we're going to go through, a couple of tanks of it, both consumption and filling up and then filling it up.
You mean bottling, correct?
No, we have to make sure that the legs and the body of the wine is perfecto.
See, now there goes the profit. We'll only let him stay a couple of days when he comes over. But this is exciting, and we're so happy to have you there. You'll let him go down and start working, and we can come. It's open. What days? What are your
days
hours?
Open,
your days?
Yeah. So we open, so Mondays and Tuesdays we're closed for production, but we're open Wednesday through Sundays, and you can just stop in, grab a glass or a bottle, and get some great food to accompany that and relax and enjoy yourself.
Or do a great flight, right? You can actually do flights of wine to taste the different kinds.
Yeah, you could do flights, or we can even put a layover in that as well.
That's right.
Excellent.
I love it, man. I love it, Eric. So thank you so much for joining Ag and Culture. You were our first live guest, and we appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule, man. We love you, and I'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank y'all so much.
All right, man.
Have a great day.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, baby. Bye.
Oh, it's your baby.
That's my baby. Bye, baby.
Oh, my gosh.
That's my baby.
I was your
You are. You're my baby.
Don't worry about it.
But great thing about having two great sons is that I get to talk about both of them. So I'm very excited about that, as well as my grandbabies that goes with that. With Christian, Erica, Zoe, and now Skylar. I'm just so with the moon for this. But now I got some other things I want to talk to you about as well.
Please.
See, the other part I want to talk about my other friends. And this is one of the books that I have, and I'm going to encourage everyone to start looking for this. This is, if you know about the movie and everything about, what is it called? Sugar?
Queen Sugar?
Queen Sugar. She's actually the author of Queen Sugar as well, but she has a new book that's out, and it's called We Are Each Other Harvest, and it's a celebration of African American farmers, land, and legacy. So it's a lot of great writers in this book. It's talking about our history, but it's also talking about the other poetry and the other side that goes in, believe it or not, with agriculture. So if you get a chance to pick this book up, or to see it, to go on Amazon or any place of our bookstores to pick it up. She's a great author, great writer, but it also exercises and shows the other things we want to do. It talks a lot about Mississippi in here. It talks a lot about different places and different things during history time. So if you get a chance, this is my book of the week.
Hey guys, we thank you so much for joining the second episode of Ag and Culture. We want to thank my brother, Eric Elliot with Richmond.
And my son.
Texas, with his Waters Edge Winery. We'll see you guys for episode 3. Take care. Until next week, Ag and Culture, Volume 3. See you next week. I'm LeGrand Elliot.
I'm Cindy Ayers-ELLIOTT.
And we have a brand new show called Ag and Culture. We'll be discussing all things agriculture.
But more specifically, how it affects farmers and ranchers of color with national and local guests.
And of course, we're talking culture, food, wine, health, politics, education, and so much more.
Join us for informative and fun conversation with guests from all over the country.
It's a fresh new show, Ag and Culture, every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. on the East, and 7 a.m. on the West.
Watch us on our YouTube channel, MS Footprint Farms.
And on WeBelieve.global.